lifetime earnings estimated. And I have a link here that might be kind of useful of different countries by gross domestic product per capita, nominal. And it reads, the average income of a college graduate in the United States was $50,000 last year. And the average income of a college graduate in California was $68,000 last year. I got too many words here. Okay, let me say this because I have to edit this a little bit. Let me see. Okay, let's go this. Okay. Fortunately, this gum got rid of my hiccups. So I guess whenever you have the hiccups, chew gum. It worked. People say drink water. It doesn't really work that well. Chew gum, got rid of my hiccups. Okay. Okay, pause this for a second. Okie dokie. Okay, there we go. Okay. C. What is the projected average lifetime earnings, quote unquote, for an American and for a California college graduate, assuming a work life of 40 years? For example, from 25 to 65 years of age. So 40 years is considered your average or normal work life. 25 to 65, 20 to 60, 30 to 70, like that. Okay, that's usually considered a normal work life. And we're trying to figure out, since you're college students, okay, what is your estimated lifetime earnings? And this is a very important question because you want to have a sense of how much money you're going to make in the next 40 years. Okay, because that'll give you your budget. That you have budget to work with. Most businesses, they have to start with a budget, you know. So, for example, if you have a business that made tons of money in the last 3 years, okay, like Amazon, okay, you're gonna hire a lot of people. You'll start hiring because you think, well, last 3 years we made tons of money. This year we're probably gonna make more money. So you start hiring people and drivers and buying equipment and leasing equipment, blah, blah, in preparation for making tons of money. Okay, however, if you have a business in the last 3 years, you didn't make any money, you're not gonna hire anybody. You won't hire anybody. You're not gonna lease equipment or buy, you'll do minimal expenses, right? Because the last 3-5 years have not been good. So your budget will drive a lot of your decisions in business, same in your life, right? And so if you think that you're gonna make a lot of money, like let's say you're a doctor, well then that's your budget, right? You know that we know that the average doctor in California is making about $20,000 a month, and they can do that for a long time, say from age 30 to age 70. Well, you can spend quite a bit of money and you should be okay all the way down the line, right? On the other hand, if you're working at minimum wage, like most people are, and you're making, let's say, $600 a week, which is about, after taxes, about $2,000 a month after taxes, then you don't want to spend too much money because you're not making too much money, okay, like that. Okay, so having a budget is very important, an estimated budget. of what you think, and you have to monitor, you know, because you don't know how it's going to go. Right? We know that at minimum wage, if all you do is work minimum wage in the United States during the next 40 years, you'll make about $1 million. If you're the a median earner in California, you'll probably make about $1.5 million. And if you're an average earner in California, you'll probably make about $2.5 million. If you're an above average earner, then you make more than $2.5 million. Okay, but you don't know yet. You don't know yet how you're gonna do. So you want to have a baseline scenario, which is what we're going to do now, and an optimistic scenario and a pessimistic scenario, and see how it develops. Okay, but we'll just do the baseline scenario, which is this. This is the baseline scenario based on averages, right? Assuming that you're just an average person, which most people are. 2/3 of people are average. 50% are above average, 15% below average. Okay, so most people are average. So in the United States, if you take $50,000 a year, multiply it by 4 years, well, let's do the math. Okay. You got $50,000 a year. This is before taxes, okay? Times 4 years. That means that the average college graduate in the United States will make about $2 million in the next 4 years, if you're average. If you're below average like me, it's less, okay? Okay, about 2 million. And then we'll multiply it by 0.7 to account for taxes. We'll take home about $1.5 million divided by the 40 years. You'll take home about $35,000 a year divided by 12 months. You'll make about $3,000 a month. That'll be your take home, about $3,000 a month, roughly. That's it. That's your budget. You don't want to go way over that budget because this is the most likely result, most likely outcome. On one hand, on the other hand, you don't want to go way below this either, okay? Because if you try to like spend like $1,000 a month, what you're going to do is that you're going to torture yourself needlessly, right? Because you probably, if you're an average college graduate in this country, you're going to make about $3,000 a month every month. At the beginning of your career, maybe less. Towards the end of the career, more. But this is your average monthly budget during your career, okay? Using present values. Here, okay, we're not accounting for inflation and we're not accounting for pay raises. We're just averaging things out, okay? That's it. Okay, let's do the California case. Let's say that you're the average California graduate and you college graduate and you're making $68,000 a year times 40 years. You're gonna make about $2.7 million. Huh? And we'll multiply by 0.7 to account for state and federal taxes. You'll take home about $2 million. In other words, if you stay in California, your take home will be the equivalent of the gross earnings of the average American graduate. Because it is substantially higher. Okay, then we'll divide by 4 years. And then we'll divide that by 12 months. About $4,000 a month. Okay, so that means the average California graduate in California in the state is making about $1,000 a week, or about $4,000 a month. And the average college graduate in the country is making about $3,000. Of course, the cost of living is higher here too, right? Housing is more, especially housing is more here than other places. Okay, so now you know, okay. If you stay in California, you're gonna have a monthly budget of about $4,000 a month. Okay, so you don't want to go crazy. You don't want to spend like $10,000 a month, okay? Because you might not make that kind of money. Chances are you won't. Okay, but on the other hand, you don't want to spend like $1,000 a month and torture yourself. That doesn't make sense either. Okay, something reasonable for you. Okay, the next part reads retirement destination. How do you think that you will do in the United States, in California, or in another retirement destination? Okay, so What do you think? What do you think of this disparity, say, between United States average and California? Or if we move to another place, what do you think the outcome might be for you? Like, let's say you move to Monaco. What do you think the result would be, right? Okay. Okay, let's go to the next slide.